to the stream. There we go. You can see me as well as hear me. Good afternoon. Oh, hi. Right, I've just got to get the chat up now as well in case anyone comes in. So bear with me a moment. Oh, actually, oh, maybe. Oh, Lex, you're commenting in. Ah, okay, that's good. I don't need to have. I think I can see the chat. Right. Oh dear. Sorry, it's been. I had Mad Monday followed by today, and I'm not entirely with it. So, hello, Lainey. Everyone can see me. That was a bit silly. I clicked it up and thought, oh, there's a blank screen there. Let me just get rid of that one over there. There we go. Let's maximise this, then we can see everything. Right. Well, it looks like everyone's having lunch. I thought that's probably a good time to do my haul as faithfully promised from yesterday. But I did go out a bit this morning. Didn't get a lot. But do I show you the best thing first, or do I save it till last? I might save it till last. Anyway, popped into one charity shop, and there wasn't a whole great deal in there. I spent a total of £10 in this particular one. I will show you 2 of the 4 items that I got. Really? Wow, yeah, £10. I got this bag. I do sell bags, but I really like the style of it. I like this bit here. It needs a good go over with Dr. Martens balsam because the leather needs a good feed. And I did pay £5 for it because I kind of almost liked it for myself. I know it's not black, but I did like it. I looked up the make. I mean, it felt like good quality. And it's immaculately clean inside. There's absolutely... Oh, hello, Adrian. There's absolutely no problems inside, and it's just so well made. So I had to look it up. It's by Gianni Conti. If I can, it's difficult to show you the logo because it hasn't got a badge or anything, but it kind of says it. Oh, that's really bad, isn't it? It says Gianni Conti on there. It's not very blingy. It's a very understated item. But it was this bit here that reminded me of some of the Gucci bags and that. But it smells beautifully of leather. It's lovely quality, and I think with the polish up, I'm hoping, I should be able to get at least 25, perhaps even 30 on this when I've really, really tarted it up. Hello, Crispy. Nice to see you. Oh, Shelley's in. Sue's in. Hello. Gosh, the chat jumped there. Wow. I always think it's funny when people say that, but yeah. Oh, hello, Bexify. Yes, don't want to leave anyone out. That would be terribly rude of me. Very rude. And I don't want to be rude. Well, I do, but not necessarily accidentally. So that was Gianni Conti, and I have actually realised that it's kind of impressed into the leather here. But again, you can't really see it very well. There's like a little standing man and Gianni Conti. So it's an Italian-made one. I actually passed up a Radley bag that was going for, I think it was £8. But I just wasn't sure about the design of it, and I couldn't be sure it was real, and I just didn't want to get into that. Radley bags seem to be such a minefield. I've sold a few over the years, but I'm a bit wary of them. And I know this isn't a brand that anyone knows, but how's that for a cool buckle? Actually works as well. Although why you would want to undo it? Well, I suppose you could. You'd have a very funny shaped bag though if you opened it out. But it's that nice sort of chestnut conker colour, which I know is pretty in at the moment. And just nicely stitched. Sort of things you look for. The only thing it hasn't got is feet, which I like feet on the bottom of the bag. But it is a shoulder bag, so maybe that's why. Like I say, a £5 spent on that. That was a bit spendy, but hey. I was getting a bit like, where's all the stock? And then I realised this particular shop has decided that they're going to have a glitz and glamour week. So none of their sparkly dresses, jewellery or anything have been out because they've been saving them up to have a sparkly week. That means expensive. That probably means it's not going to be suitable for me as a reseller unless they've missed something. They did a vintage one, which did very well for them, but was absolutely pointless for me because what they think of vintage and what I think is vintage, we have a difference of opinion. Let's just leave that one there. And not only that, but it was deeply expensive. So those sort of weeks, but the charity makes money, so I'm not really complaining. It's just like, oh, that's why none of the stuff's been out. But there we go. Now this is a lovely colour. which doesn't show up well. I really have problems with my lighting. Should change when I get my office all up and running again, once the builders have been and gone. I only paid £1 for this. It was on the pound mount. Now this again is of another brand that you may not have heard of. It's Ulla Popken, Popken. It's a little bit like Gudrun Schuden, you know her. It's not quite as expensive, but it's that same Logan looky type thing. It's not quite as expensive either, but you know, I mean, I can get 15. If I can get 15 quid out of it, it's not a bad return for £1. So I thought we'll see how that goes, because that's a brand I don't know about. Now the other thing I have to show you, and as there's a number of you in now, yes, oh gosh, there's more comments. Let me come down here. Ooh. Oh, oh, hello. Someone's been called a MILF. Oh, Lex, you're going to see Eddie Izzard. Wow, lucky you. I saw him years ago. And how he can stand in heels for that many hours, I don't know. I couldn't do it. I really, really like him. I've seen him many, many years ago, and I bet he's amazing. And Shelley's off to see the fireworks. Yes. We've got the nearest fireworks to us now are Lewis, and they're actually trying to stop people from going to Lewis. Sorry, the sun's coming out. I shouldn't complain, but it's not best light for me, is it? So I won't be going to Lewis Bonfire because they've made it impossible to get there, pretty much. No parking. Why isn't this track going down? Here we go. Oh, Corin's in. Hello. Hope you've been listening. Hope you met. And yes, still sporting the white stripe. I've got to learn to love it and live with it. But that's a whole nother topic, isn't it? I've got to go over here to show you the other things, because that only accounts for £6. The other £4 was £2 an item, and I saw these the minute I walked in, and well, I moved quickly. Bear with me a moment. Bear with me. Difficult to show you these as I hove into view. Chairs. Loud, leery, beautiful condition. Mad, crazy floral chairs. They're that lovely old-fashioned kind of fold-up design. There's 2 of them. They were just sitting there by the door. And when I saw a £2 price tag on it, oh, I'm out of shot now, aren't I? Right. When I saw the £2 price tag on it, I would have had them for more than that. I know they can be a bit of a so-and-so for posting, but I also know we might, you know, it might not be the season that people are truly going to be buying Campervan retro chairs, but hey, you know, I'll hang on to those for a bit. Very 70s looking. They must have been towards the end of the 70s. The fabric, they honestly look like, the fabric itself looks like new, looks like there's nothing wrong with them at all. I'm half tempted to keep them because they'd be quite handy if we ever go camping again, but I'm not sure if we ever will go camping again. So that's a bit of a long story. A long story involving my husband and his back, and how on earth we can ever find a comfortable way for him to sleep at camping. I mean, I can sleep anywhere as long as I'm not cold. His needs are a bit more particular. So that was a spend of £10. So I thought those 2 chairs were amazing. They are. I love it when they have all these sort of springs on them, and they're really firm as well. So they can't have been used much. In all honesty, they've probably sat in some old person's shed. But I can't believe the charity shop let them go for that. The fabric itself isn't that very iconic 70s fabric, granted. But it is the original fabric. There's no way it's been replaced. And it's pretty out there and pretty leery anyway. Oh, Kelly's in. I'm sorry. Did I miss Kelly? Hello. That's because the thing keeps, ooh, someone eat. That's what, yes. In fact, I think that's what I said to the woman. I said, oh, that'd be handy for Christmas Day. Left it there. But it's just fallen. A chair has fallen. It's not damaged. And neither am I. I'm having trouble here. I'm actually wearing, you don't really need to know this, but I'm actually wearing, oh, bloody StreamYard. Harry Potter slippers. These are ones I bought for my son, and now his feet's too big, so I get to have everything that no longer fits in. But yeah, so I've got toasty feet now. Right, what else did I get? Okay, so that was one shop. I was happy with it, but I thought, well, that's not very many items. We need a bit more. So onwards I went to my other shop. The comments aren't rolling up. I have to keep clicking them down. So we're kind of, as a group, collectively nagging Karen about getting her listing done, because she knows, as we all do, that you have to list and keep feeding the beast, otherwise eBay doesn't give us sales. So we're gently nudging, with a very large boot, all of our lovely friends to keep listing, because you need to. Oh, everyone's saying, oh, hello, Claire S. Oh, Claire Sheen. Wow, that's a lovely name. I haven't seen that name before, so hello and afternoon. Sheeny UK. Ah, right. I warn you now, I'm shocking with names. Even my own sometimes. This is like a big furry teddy. It's like a furry teddy cuddly animal thing. It needs a little wipe over in places. It's basically a bomber jacket in a faux fur, which in itself wasn't immediately the most appealing thing in the world, of course, but if you like a pair of pom-poms, making anyone feel uncomfortable? Sorry, not the tone, is it, for a lunchtime? This is why I quite liked it, though. Betsy Johnson. Now, she's known for jewellery, and she's American, and she usually does crazy things, so this didn't strike me as very crazy. It's got a hood. It's nicely made, though. And I'm thinking, what did I pay for it? I paid £3 for it, but it didn't have its price ticket on. That's why. So I paid £3 for that. So I figured, I'm not going to lose. And it's really rather splendid. And I like Betsy Johnson, or at least her jewellery and other accessories and things that she does. Those pom-poms will get on my nerves, though, swinging around. I think one's been I think one of these pom-poms has been lightly singed. Might make your eyes water. I may have to give that a debobble or a little trim. Oh, what we've got here, some wheeling and dealing going on. They're talking about a dress. Right, it's all right, there's a dress that's saying put the price up because it's too cheap. Yes, we don't like things going too cheap, because it dips the market for everybody. So, yeah, not always a good thing. Right, what have I got here? So that was £3. That's that bag. Oh, yes. I do quite well on walking, hiking. Oh, that's not brilliant, is it? But I'll give that a little trim up and declare that the eagle has come off. I think that's what they are, isn't it? Those things on the ends of laces. These aren't the very best condition, but I picked them up because I can give them a clean, and they are Berghaus. So that's a decent enough brand for £2 and a bit of a clean up. I don't know what I will get for them, but yeah, they're a bit worn in, but you kind of want walking boots to be worn in a bit, don't you? UK 7, and it's called the W Explorer Trail Light. They're not like that. They're flipping heavy. Not as heavy as a pair of New Rock boots, I grant you, but they are heavy. And they didn't look very worn. As often happens with Southerners, they go and buy all the fancy gear and then they don't wear it. They go out for one wet afternoon and go, ooh, don't do that. Then they stay in where it's warm and cosy. Oh, this I didn't really buy to sell. Bit of a story behind this. This is Delia, or as a very good friend of mine calls her, Bloody Delia, because she doesn't like her. Because I'm working more and more full-time now, as a lot of us are doing this business, I have less and less time for cooking. And much as I enjoy cooking from time to time, I'm losing the love for it, given that I'm trying to squeeze it in around everything else. Yes, I hope that dress does sell well for you, Claire Sheen. 40 quid? Yeah, go for it. So my husband is kind of taking up the baton again and wanting to cook things. We've had a couple of, I wouldn't say fails, because that's not right. They are lovely and I've enjoyed the food. But the problem is we're trying to feed a fussy 13-year-old as well. And that's proving quite tricky. So I thought if I get a recipe book of Delia's vegetarian collection, which I know whatever one thinks of her food generally, she does write clearly and concisely and sort of gives fulsome recipes for things. There'll be things that perhaps my son can go through and look at and try and help with. So I'm encouraging other people to do domestic stuff, because although I like cooking when I'm doing a big party for friends and things like that, the day-to-day sort of feed and weed kind of, you know, just fueling people on a day-to-day basis, I find rather dull, and I've got a bit bored with. So I paid all of 50p for that, and I won't be selling it. But there we go. So really, I spent £5 in that shop on the boots and the jacket. So that was quite good. Ooh. What have we? 30 to 35, Susie. Well, thank you. Sorry, my chat's a little behind you. I'm kind of watching a YouTuber. Oh, it's jumped. Hang on. Whee! Okay, Sue's watching a YouTuber surprise her gran with a full house makeover. All that. You see, the problem is with YouTube, it's a real time stealer. I have got people I watch, but I usually have them on, split the screen into two so that I can kind of sort of watch, but whilst I'm listening, so I don't feel quite so lazy. And it means I'd still crack on. Oh, hello, Margaret Stewart. Yeah, I will try the boots at that price. Thank you, Susie. That's a big help. Oh, well, if chopped peppers are passing muster, you're doing all right there. My son can't bear, is quite unfond of an awful lot of vegetables, unless they're peas. He's very fond of peas, and he quite likes sweet corn and carrots. But once you start veering outside of that, it all gets a bit more difficult. So when Gloria's husband decided to surprise us all for Sunday tea with sweet potato soup, and eggy bread with avocado and stuff on top. And it was, to be fair, my son did eat the eggy bread because it was that lovely sourdough bread. Oh, God. I mean, I don't eat so much carbs, but that was good to have. That was nice to have. But yeah, given that I don't think my son likes sweet potatoes, and he has a funny thing about soup, the fact that he ate any of it was a bit of a thing. But as long as he's polite and diplomatic about it, because I really want other people to do the cooking, not just me. It was quite lush. So I did sort of gently suggest that you might want to run the possible suggestions for menus past me first, so I can at least give them a heads up about what might go down well. Because obviously for the last 13 odd years I've been doing the feeding of us all. So right, I'm going to reach over here. Excuse the rustling. This is the bag I think everyone wanted to see from my Flea Lady, as I call her, which is terrible really, because she doesn't have flea. She's delightful. But I was helping with a bit of a declutter and an overwhelming situation of cat creep, I think would be a polite way to put it. So I bought some stuff from her. So everything you're going to see from here on in, I paid a lump sum for this bag. It's basically about one IKEA bag full, and I paid £20. So yeah, fit the menu first. Yeah, Shelley, we've had that conversation, haven't we? Absolutely. The first thing I got was boots. These are cool. Very, very high. That's got to be nearly a 5-inch heel, I reckon. They've got lace up at the front, which I love, and these Victorian style boots, I don't think they ever go out of fashion. There's always people that want them for steampunk and things like that. Very pointy toe. So witchy boots, even though I say so myself. But the important thing is it's got the zips. You don't have to muck about with the laces, because sometimes you just don't want to do that. Now, I was trying to find the brand of these. They are leather uppers. I do tend to go for that, just for the quality, really. There are some brands that are good that don't do leather uppers, but not very many. And this actually turned out to be, I didn't recognise the logo at first because it says 1857 with a J on it. I can't really show you because it's at the bottom of the boot. And I'm thinking, who the heck's that? Anyway, a bit of research turned up. It's actually Jones the Bootmakers, which they're very good quality and they don't always go for a lot of money. But these have got very little wear on, and they've literally been worn a very few times with just some creasing over the toe. Oh no! I don't want to answer the phone. I'm doing a live. It will stop in a moment. I can only apologise. Otherwise, I've got to throw myself across the bed. I don't really want to do that because I'll hurt myself. Right. Musical, isn't it, my phone? Oh, your son cooked lasagna. Oh, yeah. You see, I am working on my son. This is going to happen. Now, I thought this was fabulous. This is the very first thing I spotted. Big, red. When I see these sort of big, chunky red things, I always think of you, Shelley. I always see you in that nice big Gap sweatshirt. This has badges on it. It's knitted. It's a knitted one, like a cardigan, jacket, jumpery thing with badges on, and it is actually Levi's. Oh, God, sorry, in StreamYard. Levi's. It's obviously quite an old one. It needs a bit of a debobble, and there's a couple of loose threads there. I saw anarchy symbol. I mean, Levi's and anarchy, really? Not two things you'd instantly put together. It's got the little red tag as well. I really like that. And I'm going to have to do a bit of research to see just how good that could be. That needs to go on very soon because, yeah, it will be warm. It will be warm, Cheryl. It's beautifully knitted. It's nice. I think it's got wool. Let me have a look. Yeah, it's 100% wool, actually. Wow. Okay, that's why it's quite heavy. Bit of debobbling, and there's the odd. Must have had a long-haired dog or something. Actually, she did have a dog. Yeah. So yeah. I really like that. It's got a nice shawl collar. I mean, it's kind of a bit sort of retro looking, really, isn't it? So I knew as soon as I saw that, I thought, yeah, right, great. And those boots too. Very, very happy with. She had an awful lot of stuff that I really wouldn't myself have taken on. I suggested to her she might want to do it in bundles, or but some of it had been in the shed and had been left, you know, and it's been very damp, and yeah, so it was all a bit. It was difficult. I was trying to be diplomatic and select things. Well, I wasn't sure about what this is. That's the back, and it's actually got a completely open back with a bow, so it looks like it's a dress, right? With a satin. Oh no. Oh, I don't know though. You know how you look at things and think, is that? No, it isn't. Right, okay. It's completely open and it just literally attaches at the back. So if you wore that without anything underneath, that would be deeply daring. It has actually got a skirt that comes with it, so that makes sense now. Again, quite retro-y, probably 80s or 90s. Not a brand I'm overly familiar with. It's Tom Belka. Oh, sorry, I do this for stream, like Tom Belka. Again, I picked it up because I thought, well, why not? It's well made. That's not a modern size 12. That's more like an 8 to 10. That's a size 12, as I probably used to be a size 12 once, and I'm no longer. But it just felt very nice. It felt nicely made. It's triacetate and polyester. It's not silk. But that's going to be quite an unusual outfit because from the front it just looks like you're wearing a. Oh, you really can't see. I will change this all up. There we go. It looks like you're wearing a dress with a little waist detail here. Nice cuffs. Very vintage style. Someone will definitely want that. But then you wear the skirt underneath so your back is completely open. And you're not going to be able to wear a bra with that. Well, I say you're not going to be able to. It wouldn't work for me. Let's just put it that way. I think you need to be quite not too well gifted in the breasticle department there, because that could look very strange. Where are we? So I'm just going to click up a bit because I'm missing a few things. Oh dear, Lainey, your son doesn't so much cook as he destroys. It's getting dark here already. You must have rain on the way, Karen. It's nice and sunny here, so which is why I have to pull this down. But it means my window of opportunity for all the photography I've got to do next, I get about an hour and a half to do it. Yeah. When they're little, it's when they're old enough to actually do it. Oh, you're photographing, Catherine. That's lovely. Good. I will be making the most of the light myself after I've done this. So, next little thing I picked up. Looks a bit like a dish rag. Obviously, these things have been stored away. But it is a Miss 60 top. And it is really weirdly unusual because it's got this sort of knitted top bit. And then a very long sheer sleeve and body. But again, it's that sort of slightly dark floral boho kind of look. And then it's got knitted cuffs. So you're sort of wearing a jumper and a see-through item at the same time. All a bit bizarre. Miss 60, obviously a tiny, because they're saying that's a large. A large what, I don't know, but it's not large in my book. Let me tilt it down because you've gone upwards. There we go. Hello. So, yeah, it was quirky. Sometimes I just grab something because it's quirky, and then when I realised I wasn't going to have to pay too much for them, it's kind of like, well, I might as well take them and see if I can sell them. Cup of tea needed. Right. Okay, this was a bit of bling. Picked up mainly because it's Bieber. Again, it looks like a dish rack because it's been shoved in a thing, but it's got a nice gold neck. No missing sequins, as far as I can tell. It is actual Bieber as opposed to Bieber or Barbara Huliniki at Tesco's or whatever it is, that, or Marks and Spencer's or whatever she did. This is actual Bieber, so I didn't mind. And it has the, what we all know is a little bit in now, the slightly puffed sleeve, which gives it a bit of a look. Gives it that look. So yeah, this actually needs a lot of Febrezing because that one I think got a bit damp when it shouldn't have done. I can't really remember what else I picked up now. You know how you just kind of grab what you grab. Have I got a steamer? I've got a handheld steamer. I looked at getting one of the great big ones and then realised I'd be tripping over it all the time and it would annoy me. But the handheld one's actually, the one I've got is pretty good. It's a Philips one because I like brand Philips. I find them quite reliable. And it's light, which is the thing. You just literally, and then I just top it up from the ensuite and off we go again. Because I don't do masses of steaming. I won't steam something unless it really needs it. But plainly, some of this does need steaming and refreshing. This I picked up. I don't normally go much for monsoon, but I thought it's grey, which is the in colour. It's got nice embroidery on the front. It's really kind of a tunic top. I don't think it's a dress because it's actually in a size 22, and I had, well, yeah, it could be with leggings and things, you know, real nice tunic top. It's got a bit of elastication under the bust there, but I really liked the colours in it. I thought, you know what, I'm getting it, you know, getting it for next to nothing. I'll pick that up and give it a go. Nice big kimono sleeve. This one's going in the wash because it smells a bit cigarette-y, so that will be getting washed. So there is a laundry basket over there. Now this is quite a heavy beaded dress, so I really can't show it to you properly. Sat down here like this, but it's one of these with the netting over the top and the beading, and then it's a long line maxi. So it's got a little bit of the Art Deco-y sort of look about it. It's not missing too much in those sequins, but it just looks as if somebody spilt some Coke right down the front, right down the cleavage. So it looks like they spilt a little bit of Coke because you can sort of see it on the back of there. Now, and there is, I just realised there's some sequins missing. Oh, right on the front, what were you doing? I probably can't replace those. I may put it out there for very little money just to get it gone and let someone else deal with all that if they want to. But it's a shame. That is the problem with sequins. And again, it wasn't the easiest environment to be trying to look at things and inspect. So maybe that is a fail. You know, we don't spot everything all the time. Oh, Catherine's had a live ka-ching. You might let your mum put button on stuff if it's worth it. Yeah, I'm quite happy to do minor repairs, but you don't want to spend a lot of time on something that's not going to bring good returns. And if it had not been missing the sequins, I would have given that stain a go, but I really can't see the point if the sequins missing. Yeah, it is lovely, and I think it wasn't a bad brand either. Actually, I've looked at the brand and I have seen this before. It's Adriana Papal. It's a modern brand. It's not vintage or anything. It's only an 8. It's quite small, but just for those missing sequins, I haven't got spares, so I wouldn't know where to begin. What's going on here? This is all a bit mad. Oh, this was a vintage skirt. Winter is a-coming. Black velvet, of course, with a nice split at the back for walking. This was Opera by Richards. Does anyone remember Opera by Richards? That was kind of like Twilight was. There we go. Like Twilight was from One Scene. Very much their evening range. But it's quite long. And it wasn't a tiny size. I mean, they probably reckon it's a... I wonder what size they reckon it is. I reckon it fit a sort of 12 to 14. More than 12 to 14. 12, possibly. So it's probably a 16 vintage. So that's fine. There was nothing wrong with that. What else we got? Not much more, actually. Yeah, velvet isn't easy to photograph. What I tend to do is I don't photograph velvet on a sunny day. I wait for an overcast but reasonably bright day, and then I take the pictures of it, because then when you start fiddling with the settings, what I do is I picture on the phone, and then I just upload it, and then I do my fiddling around with it on this laptop. And I find that with velvet, it works okay. I can brighten it just a bit, just to show some texture and refine the sharpness of it, so that you can see what it is. Because bad pictures of velvet really don't sell the item very well, and I sell a lot of velvet. I find that with anything black, actually, because I've got a white background as well. I've got a white wall that I photograph against. I want it to come up nicely. And then if I'm photographing something that is white or cream, that or is a funny colour that just doesn't look right against that white wall, then I photograph it against these. I've got this bank of built-in wardrobes in the dark blue, which actually can be quite nice to put things against. This was rather sweet. This is Jane Norman, I think. Can't find the label now. Pretty sure she's Jane Norman. This is a typical Jane Norman sort of a dress, to be fair. What's that? Must be where the label was. It's a little ruched party dress, mini dress, with one angel sleeve. So it is a one shoulder number. There you go. One shoulder number with some little floral things here. I think these sort of things, they've got a hint of the 80s about them, and I think people quite like them. I think I found out, I delve into the skirts here. Yes, Jane Norman, and that's meant to fit a 14. I'd probably think twice before trying to get my body in there, and I can't do one shoulder things anyway. But it's a party dress, so the perfect time of year to get it on. Oh, nearly getting to the bottom. Nearly getting to the bottom. Now, no haul would be complete without a pair of leather trousers, I have to say. These do need a little bit of the... I also use Dr. Martens Wonder Balsam on leather trousers, as well as boots and bags, because it really does just feed the leather and reduce any dry patches, which is really all that leather gets. These are... I don't know this brand. I've no idea. Instante, but the style of them is high-waisted. Well, mid to high waist. They're not a jeans style. They're more of a trouser, and they've got some hem on them as well. So they're fully lined. So they're nice quality make. I would say that's probably a 10 max, probably a size 10, and they're quite long in the legs. So I think I do all right with those. Like I say, I only got all this stuff. I haven't really had time to research because I haven't got around to listing it yet. What I usually do is photograph everything first, make sure there's nothing wrong with it, and then I draw up drafts, and then I start matching them together. Oh, I'm missing some chat again. Let me go back and see what one's saying. Carmen's writing a to-do list. Jolly good. Yeah. Vintage will, you can literally take it down 2 sizes, which is kind of shocking, really, because I think I used to be a 10 to 12. So, oh my God, I was doing like a bloody twig. I never thought I was, clearly. But yeah, you look at it and you're like, jeeps. I remember finding a vintage skirt when I was in my 20s, and I was in a fairly slimline phase then, obviously. And it was absolutely tiny. I mean, the waist was literally like that. You perhaps get 2 hands around. And I could wear it just because it was very high and a big wide band, and it was long and green and sort of sheeny. It was very not the style of the time, but I loved it. But I couldn't. Those days passed quite quickly, and it's like I'm not getting into that again. Right, these are a pair of sort of dress trousers, work trousers, black. Can't really see anything, can you? They're just a sort of straight leg, but I felt the material and thought, oh, they're quite decent. They look nice. Turns out they are. This is what often happens. I go for a feel first and then find the brand. Longchamp. They're more known for handbags and things. I've got to double check and make sure they do actually do clothes, because I'm not entirely sure. A 38, that's a 10. They're only a size 10, but they're very nice, smart trousers, and they've had hardly any wear by the look of them. So I picked those up. So I might give those a little bit of a steam. Everyone wants creases in the wrong places. It's a lot of black clothes I bought. I realised this. I've gone back to what I know. Black clothing. Now, there's a pair of jeans here. Now, I'm trying not to pick up too many jeans because I've got an awful lot of them and I need to start clearing the stock. And why did I pick these up? Because they are Donna Ida for Jaeger. Never seen that before. There is a Jaeger logo in there. There you go, Donna Ida for Jaeger. Again, I picked them up and thought, oh, they're nice jeans. They're high-waisted, or mid to high waist. They're a tiny size, mind you, a 24. Whoops. Yeah. And again, they're very long, but they've actually got a bit of a flare at the end. Now, people may or may not realise that flares, like them, loathe them, or hate them, are making a bit of a comeback. And I thought, they're quite cool. Somebody might want those. They also smell a bit cupboardy, I think, to coin a phrase from Carla. They smell kind of cupboardy. Oh, I wonder if that was... I'm just looking to see, because as I've looked at this, there's some pulls on it, but I reckon that is just where a cat may have clawed, and if I zhuzh over with the debobbler, that may just solve that problem. But those are deeply skinny for somebody half my size. And the last item, which does feel a bit damp to me, this is what happens. I pick it out because I know velvet isn't going away this season. It will be about, this is a fairly big size of velvet trousers, but they're just, they're Anne Harvey, which is a reasonable brand. I mean, they make nice things. They're a pair of velvet. They're not stretchy, but they look like they're, what's happened there? Ah, I see. Somebody, bless them, has taken in the waist. So they were a 22, and when I release that, which I will have to do, and hopefully it won't show too much if I'm careful, they will be a 22 again. They look like they might have had some elastic in at one time, but there's very little stretch on the elastic, so you can't really see what I'm doing there. Yeah, because just because somebody's a size 22, their shape is not going to be the same as the next person who's a size 22. I think there's a big misconception that you simply scale up everything and don't allow for differences in sort of body length or the way somebody's put on. Petite clothing, and that's properly done to cater for the fact that their build is smaller. So we also need to do that for people who are bigger. But I've heard Carla's laments about trying to buy clothes to fit, and there's a massive market for people out there who want decent clothes in bigger sizes. And although it's not something that affects me personally, my only problem with ever is getting things long enough, and that frustrates me, to be sure. We've all got these. We're all different, so the clothes companies should really try and cater for those differences, and ensure that everybody can wear the clothes they want to wear and have their own sense of style. I don't think people being dictated to by a restricted selection of clothing just because they don't fit in a narrow band of what someone thinks is the right size to be is right. So there we go. I've got on my soapbox. Oh dear. Yeah, pressed the wrong button there. Here we go. Oh, list stuff. That's it. Long, says Lex. Yes, Lex. That's it really. Everything else can come and go, but listing is always there. I think Toblerone's at 10 listings. Cheese on crackers. Oh, very nice. I don't like cheese on crackers, but My husband would eat his way through a whole box of the stuff if he could. Yes, I'll probably have another cup of tea when I've finished. Rewarding yourself is fine, but it's knowing when to stop. Oh dear. Chutney with those biscuits and cheese, I should say so. How can you have cheese and biscuits, Andrea, and forget to put chutney with it? I quite like quince cheese. It sounds really weird because it's not actually a cheese, is it? It's kind of like a opaque jelly sort of thing. It's a membrillo. It's a South American thing. That's rather nice with a nice hard cheese. Oh, things are jumping. There you go, Lex. Yeah, this is my point. You might be the same size as somebody, but you're not going to have the same shape. You're going to have people who are top heavy, people who are bottom heavy, people who have waists in the middle, people who are more up and down, people who are very broad at the shoulders, people who've got broad backs. That's my beef. Get a coat, fits perfectly, and I can't do that with it. And not that I stand there doing that with a coat, but it's annoying because I just need that bit of wiggle room, but they're not made to my shape. I'm not. Who is the typical shape that they're making for? I don't know. So there we go. Here we go. I'm just trying to work out. I like the fact that you can show comments. That makes it much easier. You've eaten it all now. Amateurs, yeah, amateur biscuit eaters, most definitely. Clothes with long enough arms and legs. Yeah, arms are not a problem. On the other, I'm a T-Rex in terms of arms, so I tend to find that sleeves are too long. Well, I can roll them up. I don't mind, but sleeves tend to be too long, but legs tend to be too short. And as for where my waist is positioned, well, that's a whole nother story. Yeah, you got to do the work first before you can. Yes. You got a Slimming World weigh-in, have you, Kelly? Oh, well, good luck with that. I'm sure you'll be fine. You've done brilliantly so far. Oh dear, there's lots of comments about cheese and food. Yes, let's change the subject because that's cruel. Oh, it's Nick. Sorry, I'm thinking, is that Andrew? Is that Nick? You're rebelling. Yeah, go for it. So it's Nick is eating all the cheese. The Wallace and Gromit, is it? Yeah. No, I can see, and my son's going to be the same because he's got really long arms and he's got long legs. But honestly, it's like watching a windmill in motion when he's doing his karate. It's really funny. And he does his school blazer, which I bought him last year when he started high school. Now is literally halfway up his arm. I've managed to get him the shirts, but the blazers are something like 160 quid. So I don't really want to buy him a brand new blazer, and it has to be that one because they have this braiding on, and you can't just use any. Oh God! So I've been really thrifty, right? How's this for smart? I am going to be operating with other people the second-hand stall at the Christmas fair for the school, but of course I will be there first, so I will bag at least one blazer for his house because they all have different colours. So if there's one there, I'll grab it. And if not, I'm going to have to give in and go and buy an expensive one. But that was an ouch. Oh, we've got a congratulations. Hang on. I've missed something, haven't I? What's Karen done? What has Karen done? Wow, you're a great auntie. Yes, a very great auntie. Oh, congratulations, Karen. That's lovely. But keep on listening. And Sue, keep on listening. So, Carmen, you're about the same height and shape. There'll be differences, though, even though you think you're the same shape. One of you will have, different bust to waist ratio or hip to waist ratio. People are rarely standard. But that's lovely, Carmen. That'll cheer you up no end. Long arms are a pain. Nothing fits. Yeah. It must be handy when you're kind of reaching over for something. Reaching for the cheese and biscuits. You can find things at the back of the fridge, not just the front. I've got chocolate on my duvet cover. That's revolting, isn't it? I had a quick Tunic's tea cake, and clearly I didn't get all the chocolate in my mouth. Never mind, chocolate is the food of the gods. So yes, I will be doing that. So that's kind of it for my haul. Yes, I wish we had lost property. Well, the lost property that's been unclaimed, same thing, Nick, is actually going to go into, is going to come to the second-hand store. Although I think if someone lost a blazer, they'd know, because their parents would be down on them like a ton of proverbial, I would have thought. But because we're on WhatsApp groups with the other mothers in the same class, the number of times after a PE session, oh well, you know, Josh has lost his PE shorts. I'm thinking, how do you do that? But have they turned up in your bag? And then there'll be some other parent going, yes, we found them. They're in our PE bag. So my son seems to keep a very firm grip on all of his property, I have to say, and I'm very grateful for it too. Tunics, yeah, there's nothing like a Tunics. They sell them in Home Bargains. We have a Home Bargains. Oh, pink nylon, yes, you did. You can watch it back, my dear. It wasn't a huge haul. Wasn't massive, but I think I've got some nice quality bits and pieces, apart from one dress that I think has failed me. But this happens. No faffing, no faffing. Indeed, we do not need faffing. So, right, I've chanted on a lot. I've got to do some preparations because I'm supposed to be going to a lovely thing called Witch Fest this weekend, up in Croydon, where I used to live. I call it Shop Fest because it means I can go and buy all my magical equipment and spend lots and lots of money. So I need to earn some money by getting listing so that I can go and spend it on weird and wonderful stuff at Witchfest and meet all my old friends and maybe make some new ones. But thank you very much for watching. It's been fun. I did promise to do it. I've distracted you all from work for long enough. So yeah, it's the only good thing about Croydon is the Wing It supermarket, the Wing It Chinese, Bugatti's Italian restaurant, and Witchfest. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. So I will see you all later and look forward to seeing someone else go live so that I can be distracted too. So tatty bye. I will away. Bye bye. Yeah. Bye.